Our daily bread, a daily window through which we reflect on the nourishment of the soul, delve into and contemplate the sacred words, and learn how these words can be bread that nourishes our souls and grants them peace in the face of life's daily challenges. Today's reflection is on verse 11 of chapter 7 of the book of Sirach, which speaks about not mocking or belittling anyone, saying, "Do not mock anyone in their bitterness of soul, for there is one who humbles and exalts." Our story today, dear ones, is titled Return to Mercy, and it tells the tale of a man named Elijah who lived in a quiet, small town. Elijah was known as a successful man in his work, enjoying great wealth and influence in his community. However, he was also known for his arrogance and pride. He had no sympathy for others, especially those who were struggling or facing difficulties. One day, as Elijah was walking through the market, he passed by a poor man named Jacob, who was known by everyone for his kindness and humility. But Jacob was suffering from a severe illness that made him look weak and exhausted. Elijah looked at him with disdain, smiled sarcastically, and then said loudly in front of the people, "Look at this poor man. What has his kindness brought him but poverty and sickness?" The people around laughed, but Jacob did not respond. He just lowered his head and continued on his way. As the days passed, Elijah's wealth began to mysteriously dwindle. His business deals were no longer successful, and he began to suffer from health issues that doctors could not explain. He started to lose everything he had until he became poor and sick, just like Jacob. One day, as Elijah was sitting alone by the side of the road, a group of people passed by. Among them was Jacob. Jacob saw Elijah in his miserable state, stopped in front of him, and gently said, "Do not mock anyone in their bitterness of soul, for there is one who humbles and exalts." Then Jacob gave him some money and food, and said to him, "God is merciful to us when we are merciful to one another." Elijah wept bitterly and realized his mistake. He learned a profound lesson in humility and mercy from Jacob. He understood that life can change in an instant and that what a person possesses can be lost in the blink of an eye. He also learned that God lifts up those who are humble and merciful to others. The moral of the story is that one should not mock or belittle anyone, regardless of their circumstances. Life is unpredictable, and we may find ourselves one day in the same position as those we have mocked. Mercy and humility are the traits of a noble person, and those who practice them will see the blessings of God in their lives.
And with that, we conclude today's episode of your program Our Daily Bread, prepared and presented by Father Nur Al-Qas Musa. I remind you to follow us on social media platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook to stay connected and benefit from more reflections, stories, and spiritual materials. I leave you in the safety and protection of God. Glory be to God always. Amen.